pleased for our players. This game's, after a while you see enough of it, the ability to kind of get on to the next play, put the adversity behind you, and it's going to come in each game. And, the teams that have that trait generally fare better. And I was glad to see us do that. We had some tough breaks, tough calls, but you got to keep playing. And anyway, glad we ended up with the win. Any questions?
Yeah, Sean, obviously wasn't perfect, but to get in position to kick the field goal to go ahead, and then for your defense to get a stop when they really
look,
one.
PJ's first interception, it comes down to those final plays. I mean, the field goal, we've got a little naked boot right before that. What you're thinking offensively, obviously, 3 is going to put you ahead, but you're thinking score as late as we can to eliminate time for them to come back. It's kind of impossible to score slow touchdowns. I always hate when I hear that term. I don't know how to do that. But that being said, you want to convert another first down there, keep the clocks moving. We weren't able to, and Lutz was big all day, and really ended up being the difference in the game, considering they had a field goal they missed. We got to keep battling through the red zone problems and find ways to score more. But overall, we did enough today.
Coach, to your left, Cortland had 3 or 4 catches on third down, 5 touchdowns this season. How critical was he today for what you're doing?
Yeah, obviously real big. He's a big target. The touchdown he has is on third down, I believe. So there's a lot of confidence in his catch radius, and there's some matchups that get created when he's on the field. So I was proud of him, and he played extremely well.
Sean, you mentioned Wil, but just to see how he has responded since obviously week 1, he was hard on himself after that.
Yeah, look, these guys are going to miss. It's part of the deal, even the great ones. And I think he's a young, potentially really good kicker, possibly a great one down the road. I like his makeup. That's why we brought him here. I've seen him do it. It was. I mean, obviously that's a big kick. He's had a handful of them. Chicago was very similar. So proud of him, and good to see how he's hitting it. He's flushing it well.
What was your take on the Kareem Jackson ejection and all his recent fines, and then P.J. Locke coming in for him and getting that key interception at the end?
Yeah. All right. 3 different questions there. All right. That's right. Let's start with Kareem. Look, I think it's difficult sometimes. The officials are trying to make these calls. Sometimes it's a little bit easier to see and replay. I think one of the challenges for Kareem is he's got some priors, and so when you get pulled over and you've had 4 or 5 speeding violations, you're going to spend a little bit more time on the side of the road if you didn't have any. And I think that I wasn't surprised. I haven't seen a real clean shot of it, but we just got to keep finding ways to keep the head out of the main part of the hit. And he's smart, and he's someone that wants to do the right thing. So we'll work on that. Yeah, I said it. Look, it's his first interception in the NFL. Was excited for him. It was a big play, obviously, and at that point, it was good to see him get on a knee. If he kept running, I might have tackled him, but.
Well, and I got 2 for you. One about Locke. Does that give him a little bit of a reprieve since he wasn't on the field with the 10 men? Yeah.
Listen, don't get me started. That needs to be cleaner. And it's the NFL, and it shouldn't happen. We get caught burning timeouts twice with substitution changes, and we got to get that corrected.
And then on the touchdown where Pat had his hands on the ball too, I guess Gene Steratore on TV said that his feet came down first. So how do you see it?
When you have 2 on it in the end zone, your feet down, I think we're going to see that was something maybe that should have been called the other way. We kind of all grow up with the idea of, tie goes to, and then, well, who wrestles it out of the arms. But if you have 2 clean hands on it when you land in the end zone, I was a little surprised.
Coach, to your left over here, can you just talk about getting your first win in Denver as the Broncos head coach?
First win here?
Yes, first win here.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. hopefully there are a lot better milestones than that. I look more at this as we talked all week. This is a tough league and it's close, and there's a real fine line in winning and losing, and you saw it today. And so we got to start stringing together these opportunities. And with respect to the question, I hope they're bigger accomplishments than that.
This team, Coach, had a weird stat where they had blown 10 halftime leads. Only 3 of those. Your team, the Broncos, that had 10 straight halftime leads. Blown.
Well, my team
3
hasn't
this
blown
year.
10 straight.
Right, 3 this year. But how much does
You
it
said
mean?
your team. So let's start and say the Denver
Broncos
Broncos
had,
historically.
Yeah,
I don't pay attention to that.
Had blown that.
I don't pay attention
How much
to that.
does it mean?
I don't pay attention to it.
To see you get over the hump in the second half.
It wasn't our hump. It wasn't our hump. I'm saying that respectfully. It wasn't our hump. We're trying to win. Pat mentioned it to me, and I thought it was one of these like, all right, what next? I mean, meaning in New Orleans, we hadn't won a playoff game on the road. It's like, the good teams don't have those issues. The teams that aren't as good have halftime, whatever. But that's not, your team would not be the right word for it. So, anything else?
Coach, despite the win, you definitely seem to have some frustrations here, and I'm curious how you
look. We're never happy. We work hard. We want it. We want to see our guys play well. I'm happy we won. I am. I think I was a little happier before I came in here. But there's some things that, from experience, that need to get fixed, or they will cost you, or have already cost us. And those are the things that keep you up at night, and we got to keep working on. But this was a good hard fought win.
Hey, Coach, how impressed were you by the way you guys ran the ball this afternoon?
We felt like we were going to be able to do that. We thought that was going to be important. It's a really good front, rushing the passer, and we just did not want to get in that game. So I was pleased that I thought the runners did a good job with it, and I thought when we look at the tape, we were in base for, when I say their base defense, we wanted, and then we had a few nickel runs, but I thought that was important relative to what we were doing on third down. Anything else?
The touchdown to Cortland.
Yep.
Could you kind of describe the design of the play you had?
It's a man-to-man beater, and so you send Cortland, I believe, went in motion. If you get man-to-man, you leave it on. If you don't get man-to-man, you kill it to something that attacks zone. So when he traveled and 29 Douglas was following him. When Douglas went with Cortland, you knew it was man because typically he plays zone to our left. So, yeah, it's kind of an either or. A man beater versus a zone beater, and then you get into bunch, when you get into a climb, a hezzy, and you get in. And that was part of the plan, is create the wash, but it's only a man play. All right, thank you guys. Oh, one more. I thought he did well. We got the win. Yeah, he handled the plan well. Made plays outside the pocket. Overall, I thought he did a good job. There's a handful of plays we'll keep working on. I would have liked to seen that naked at the end of the game, complete. And but I think overall he did well. He did well. All right, thanks.